Welcome to the program. My name is Vince Nigro. On Insights today, Bloss Amara, a female AI expert, someone who's taken AI and brought it to a next level in fashion and spirituality. Bloss Amara on Insights. Hey, Bloss, welcome to the program. It's great having you here on the studio.
Thank you, Vanna.
You are someone that has embraced AI. Everybody talks about AI. We just kicked off 2026, and everybody's making their predictions. And I just wrote an article, and I indicated that 2026, especially with AI, it seems like it's taken over everywhere. And I had bought a robot, and we can talk a little bit about that. I was going to talk about it in my future shows, but a robot, in my house is an interesting situation that all AI based, and not that I'm replacing my family, but AI seems like it's moving everywhere, and whether we like it or not or understand it is another thing. You are someone who has. It's very entrepreneurial, you're very spiritual, but you've embraced AI and you've taken it to a whole different dimension.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about how you stumbled on the AI piece. And I like the words that you used off camera, a little more iconic in terms of taking, whether it's a product or fashion. We'll talk about how you've taken AI and converted it into some of the things. Share with us a little bit your journey and how you got involved with AI.
Okay, with AI, I'm creating a Bloss cinema. And basically, what I want to bring to people is a nostalgic energy, something that is from like even outside of this dimension.
Right.
Because I'm a very spiritual person and I do have a vision and creativity, and I wanted to express that story through AI. Yes.
When you say you want to take AI and do you want to, obviously AI makes things easier for people. So is the AI piece with your spirituality something that you want to bring it to a forefront easier for people to understand, using AI to kind of adapt to staying on the spirituality piece? Is it the whole reason of accentuating it?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give us some examples of how you've done that in terms of taking AI and incorporated AI with spirituality.
Well, there are some things that I cannot really express in words.
Right.
I use visual in colors and geometries. First of all, I want to say that my AI, it's not done by prompts that were presets. I actually do my own AIs with my own detailed.
Right.
So it's very detailed according to my vision, and then I enter that, I do the whole thing. And
so you talk about spirituality. Let's talk about a little fashion and some of the other projects you work on. I know you worked on some jewelry, fashion, a water company. I've seen some of your stuff on Instagram and how you've taken that and you've brought it to almost like a whole different dimension,
yeah.
Past, present, the future. Talk to us how, when you take the water company, for example, that you were promoting, was it, do you take that product and you visualize it first in terms of how you want to take it forward?
That water, the perlage water.
Right.
So the story is generational. It's used generational, and this water is it's from Poland,
Right.
400 years old, in the mountains, and it's not just any water. And I used more of a vintage story for that water because it carries
But what I wanted to express is that I watched that video, and the way you put it together with AI it popped. And as you said, because it's generational, so you took the generational piece and you gave it some character in terms of vintage, whatever word you want to use, but it caught my attention because it wasn't boring. It had a little bit of the past, the present, and kind of in the future.
Yes.
And that's what AI can basically help accentuate.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you talk a little bit about spirituality and the jewelry piece in terms of how, obviously feng shui, a lot of people may or may not know, feng shui is also a very ancient tradition. Without going into so much detail, we're going to do a show on feng shui, specific feng shui, where it's all about energy, whether it's in a room, an office, and how you position furniture in terms of how energy flows in a room. And people have come into my office in the past and said, wow, it feels really good in here. It feels like a lot of energy. Well, there's a reason for that, because sometimes you'll move certain things around. It's in a feng shui component that creates energy or good karma. Talk to us a little bit about your experience with that.
Well, I started spiritual awakening since 2018. I studied healings, modalities such as pranic healing and Reiki. And so as I go through this self meditation awareness and I work on myself, I do gain more of the sensory. So I've become very sensitive to energy. And that has allowed me to build my own feng shui compass inner. So I don't need a feng shui compass to tell me where I should place certain elements. I just do that within. And if
So you go on a random feel.
So I go on random feel, I can put a certain object in a certain area, and depending on the color, what it's made out of, I can feel the energy at that spot, if it feels right or not. So that's where I'm really strong in as well.
Yeah. Have you found that this particular exercise or movement that you're doing has helped you mentally and physically?
It has created me more awareness. It gave me a higher conscious. I could say before spirituality, I was a little bit oblivious and I didn't see the hidden corners. But as I went through spirituality, my flexibility and higher conscious has expanded. And that's what I also use to help guide others. Yeah. And with my AI and feng shui, it's kind of a similar thing.
Right.
It's all about energy. Instead of putting objects in certain places to feel something freely in spirit, I do that with AI. And sometimes I don't put I want people to look at it and have their own sensory and be able to put their own story behind that. That's the Bloss Amara.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel when you talk about it's almost like another dimension. Do you feel that we all have that power? It's just a matter of harnessing it or having someone like yourself show us how to do that?
Well, I think harnessing it is when you do your own self-work, your own meditation, your own breath work, whatever that resonates with you. But what I'm showing is, I would call it expressional art.
Right.
Because sometimes there's not really a meaning behind it. It's more abstractly, but in every individual, they harness their own ideas and, storylines. So
when you mentioned meditation, and a lot of people use that expression pretty freely, meditation, and a lot of people assume that it's easy to do. It really isn't easy, not easy. You have to really exercise it, you got to work it, you have to train your mind. When you talk about meditation, most people talk about having a mantra and then kind of closing your eyes a bit and kind of calming yourself down. there are different ways to meditate. How do you meditate, and how would you recommend someone to meditate?
Well, I do breath work because in the beginning, I thought meditation was sitting still and having no thought, but that's not what it means. It means focusing. So when you're doing something you're passionate about and you're focusing, that's another form of meditation. When you're walking and you're focusing, that's meditation. For me, what I personally do is I do breathing exercise and guided meditations.
What does guided meditation mean?
Is when you just listen to another guru expressing, where you're supposed to go. Having a vision inside your mind and going above that journey.
When you talk about doing breath work, there's different theories about how to do breath work. And a lot of people talk about when you wake up early in the morning, one of the first things you should do is some deep, heavy breathing. We live in Canada, so it's hard to go outside and put your feet on the grass. But a lot of times people would talk about, breathing in for 4 seconds, holding it for 3 seconds, and exhaling for a couple of seconds. What kind of breathing exercises would you recommend?
I don't have a recommendation, as everyone is different. For me personally, I breathe in 12. I breathe out, I exhale 12. And 12 is a significant number. 12, even the correct tree of life should be 12 nodes. There's a lot of 12 in the system, as there's 12 in the month of the year, right? 12 months of the year. So I just.
Do you find that we've covered a lot of stuff, from spirituality to meditation to breathing, but at the end of the day, everything we've talked about, there's an AI twist to it. There's a way that AI has somehow come into our lives and has affected all angles of our lives.
AI can do almost it's probably, would you say, 90 or 80 to 90% of the things. It's been your robot.
Right.
And
are you afraid of AI? Are you afraid that AI somewhere down the line will supersede all of us?
You could sit here and be afraid, or you can work
Embrace it.
or you can embrace it. That's what I believe. I'm embracing it for sure. So
AI, with regards to, it's changing all the time as well, right? And there's all kinds of components to AI, whether it's driving the vehicles, eliminating jobs. AI is really taking over. But you have found a creative way to take AI and accentuate it. And it doesn't have to necessarily be only about the future. It's also taking the past. And, AI could bring back a lot of good memories and could incorporate a lot of feeling in terms of what we're doing. That's really what your objective is with AI.
So I used to do marketing coordinating, which does include graphic designing. So a lot of these graphic designers, their jobs has been taken away by AI. But instead of feeling, frowning upon about it, why don't you start learning AI and getting to AI and incorporating into your life, right? And making it better for your lifestyle.
Yeah. We're coming to the end of the show, and we've covered a lot of interesting areas of AI. Tell us a little bit where you see the next year, 2026, 2027 with AI. Do you see a lot more changes? To give us a sense of your vision of where things are going and where you're going with some of your projects.
Well, I think one day everyone's going to have replaced their maids with AI robots. It's going to be.
So I'm ahead of the game.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be more affordable because it's going to be very common. And so, because all of us needs, we're independent in some ways, but we're codependent in other ways.
Right.
So Yeah.
My final question to you is with AI is that you obviously stumbled on AI in terms of helping a lot of the things you're working with. Are you happy that you stumbled into the whole AI movement?
Yes, I love it because I'm able to share and express my individuality. And I think you could be your own director, you could be your own graphic designer, you could be everything all in one component.
And the AI stuff, you learned it all by yourself. You just
I just
dove into it and
it's self-taught.
self-taught.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any recommendations anybody who's watching the program you would recommend? Just basically dive into AI, give it a shot, try it.
Recommendations, I would say I started off with ChatGPT.
Right.
So that can do some great images, and then you can find, or you can move on to Midjourney. But I personally like it is VO 3.0, and that's where I turned my images into motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen some of your Instagram stuff, and it's amazing. A lot of the characters, how you've made the movement and how they just pop out at you. And it's got a whole beautiful different twist to it. And it's, like I said, it's broadened the past, the present, and the future all kind of together.
Yes, I want that. When people they know Bloss is a person that is nostalgic and also enjoys modern technology. So I want to bring vintage and modern together, and I know that has become very popular now. Yeah. So
Well, that's a good place to stop. We're going to bring vintage myself to new stuff, which is you. So thanks for being on the program and sharing with us a little bit of your journey with what you're doing and how you've implemented it with AI. And we'll stay in touch, and maybe some of your future projects, we'll have you come back on and talk about some of your future projects. And on the spirituality side, like obviously we're always exploring and finding different things in spirituality. So thanks for being on the program.
well, thank you for having me here. And I would love to bring some of my work here.
Okay. We'll see you next time on the program.
Okay. See you as well.